Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm recording live this morning from Algarve, Portugal. So, I want to just digress from talking about big things like life changing experiences and how we got here and all of that, and just talk about a little tiny thing that's a big thing, right? So, phones. This is life, right? In a way. I mean, we sort of treat it like that, even though it's not true. Well, here's the deal. Take a look at this sad sack of a phone. Big chunks out of it, all cracked and broken. I mean, this thing is pathetic. Not only that, but because of a number of things, I actually have two of these, and they're almost both as bad, which is incredible. So, here in Portugal, a lot of things are much more affordable, right? Except gasoline, anything to do with cars at any time is more expensive. Tolls, taxes, buying, all of that. The government really believes in taking care of the basic needs of people. So housing costs are, taxed a little bit less, and food is more affordable. Good food, not processed boxes and frozen and all that kind of, manufactured food, but actual food is more affordable than it is in North America, for example. And I'm saying North America, I really shouldn't. I should just say United States, because I really don't know in Canada if the same thing holds true. Probably not. My husband and I used to live in southeast Michigan, and we used to actually drive across the border to Windsor, Canada, to buy fresh produce because we knew it was non-GMO'd. And that was we're going back decades at this point. So I suspect that the Canadians have been much more responsible to their citizens in terms of maintaining a quality, affordable, wholesome food supply. I digress. So I'm talking about this thing. So it's pathetic, and it's probably going to die, and maybe it should. Maybe the only value in it is the data that I extract and the cord, because you can always use a C plug, right? Okay, so yesterday we went to Seville, España, which is where there is the closest COSTCO. My husband and I, one of the hardest things about living in Portugal is there are no Costco's. When we lived in England, we were so happy because there were Costco's. It's one of the biggest drawbacks to living in Portugal. However, if you're willing to travel a little bit, and in this case, it's a crunch. It's about 3 to 4 hours if you don't take the highway. If you take the highway and pay those tolls I just mentioned, which can be 30 euros. 30 euros! 30 euros is a lot of money. 30 euros can buy you sparkling water for a week, and you can sure drink a lot of it, right? Things like that. So we take the back roads, and the back roads take a while because here in Portugal they redid one of the major non-tolled thoroughfares, and when they did it to stimulate local commerce. So it is not created as a thoroughfare so that you can get distances fast, and as a result you can get people in front of you continuously. You pass one, then there's another one, you pass another one. So it's difficult. So we went to Seville. It's a crunch, but in Costco they finally had the Xiomi Redmi Note 9. Okay, so I've been doing research, and I did not want to spend what is 1,200 in Costco euros for a Samsung. I think it's Samsung 20. I did not want to spend it. And you can buy a less expensive, less featured Samsung, the A models and the J models, but having come from the US, where we got spoiled by always having the S model, the top of the line. It's hard. Can't really ratchet that back. So instead, looking for an alternative provider, and yes, they are a Chinese manufacturer, but let's be honest. Most of the Apple components are made in China. Many phones are made in China. My husband looked at me and said, they're going to spy on you. I don't want to be cavalier about it, but Amazon is spying on us through Alexa every day. I know, I will be careful. I will be careful about the transactions that I do on this thing, but the difference in price is, guess what? 199 euros versus 1,200 for the Samsung. And 1,000 something, by the way, for the Apple, and I did not look at the model. I mean, that's more than the laptops. The Mac Air was $899, the lower model. The higher model and the newer model was $1,300, but still the phone costs as much. You could argue that the functionality is comparable, but nonetheless, it seems like it should cost less, right? I digress again. Okay, so this video is an unboxing because tomorrow we're actually going to go to the Vodafone store and ask our friends there to initiate it for us, because this is a dual SIM card. Remember I said I had two cracked, debilitated handsets, so I'll be able to put both of them in one. Yay! One phone to carry around, yay! Like, so I don't look like a drug dealer, right? A drug dealer, right? 60-something years old, I look like a drug dealer because I have two phones. No. But I mean, it crosses my mind, like people look at, why would you have two phones? No kidding. Okay, so here we go. They also had another model at COSTCO, a lesser model. It was 179 euros, but it was the last model, and it had been on the floor. It was the display model, and because of COVID, and also because, actually I'm blaming COVID, but the bottom line is my husband and I are both germaphobes, and we, generally speaking, don't want the floor model of the phone or anything. But I actually was thinking about it because it was 20 euros cheaper. You know, sometimes, and he who, I'm cheap, sometimes more cheap than he is, but he claims the mantle of being, you know, the cheapest. Okay, so let him have it. So here is the cheapest man saying, why would you want that when you can have this for just 20 more euros? So there you have it. Okay, the inside box. Sorry that my tripod does not afford me the opportunity to lift this up and so you can see it as I do it rather than me holding it up. But I'm working on getting the parts and pieces that will help it go together, okay? It's been impossible, by the way, to get a lavalier microphone anywhere in Portugal. We tried in Lisbon, we tried in Porto, and we tried in Faro, which is the major city here in Algarve. There isn't one in the country that we can find. There may be some used ones, but the problem is when everybody went to work from home, they invested in lavalier mics. So I haven't been able to do that. Thusly, I'm having to record on my Galaxy Tab directly because it's the only one with decent sound for recording directly without having the assistance of a mic, or by using my Sony ears, which look a little weird when I'm just talking to myself, talking to you. So forgive me for that. Okay, so here it is with the plastic all over it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love pristine things, new things. I don't know why. Something about new. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It's got all kinds of things written on this plastic that I will have to read, and peeling it. Wow, that's pretty. It's a nice blue. Generally speaking, I would prefer like, I don't know, silver, but better than black, better than black. So you can see that the phone has dual onboard rear-facing cameras. I don't know how many, I actually have to read it. It looks like 4. I actually have to read, I read all the reviews on the phone beforehand, and I once knew. And by the way, the lesser model, which was the Note 8T, this is the 9, had 10 cameras on board. It seemed a little excessive. Sometimes we always think more is better. I don't think more is better, especially when it comes to technology, because it makes it more complicated. Isn't technology supposed to make our lives more simple? If we have more than we need, then it's not simpler, is it? It's more complicated. We have to become engineers to use the features and functions, and most of the time we don't ever use the features and functions. Okay, so this is the book in a nice case. I'm not going to open that for now. And then the box. So we have this is the C plug. It looks like a nice long cord. Okay, I'll open it. How do I do that without breaking it? Because I love to keep things in new condition. Wow, how about that? Not your typical, what looks like a used grocery store thing. Yeah, pretty long. So, pretty long. Long enough and short enough, I would say. I would say 24 inches. Sorry, I don't know the centimeters yet. Just learning. It's a rather bulky plug, I must say. That thing is going to be a pain in the butt to carry around doing traveling and stuff. So, it's another reason why we love USBs, right? It also is going to be hard to balance the phone. When you plug it in, maybe it will sit on top of this. When you put the plug in the wall, and then where do you put the phone? Do you let it dangle down, or do you sit it on top? Maybe it will stay on top. The last thing I want to do is crack the screen. God knows. So this is supposed to be Gorilla Glass, front and back. And it's supposed to be much stronger. What I have been using, again, sorry, it is the off-brand, right? And so we've decided, actually my husband decided that he was getting a Samsung next time, and I decided I was going to stick with sort of the alternate brand name, but not Samsung or Apple. This is a Moto G6. It's actually a great little phone. But one thing it isn't is sturdy. I think it was maybe a week into it, I dropped the phone and it cracked straight away, and a chip, that was this chip, I think. And so, it ruins it. Here you have this new phone, you're so excited. I mean, it's at least a couple of years before you had your last new phone. It's like a new car. When you get a new car, somebody smokes a cigarette and then sits in your car and stinks up your car. It would make me crazy. Okay, enough of that. So, I'm going to go to Vodafone tomorrow, and we'll report back afterwards about how it's working, okay? Before I go, I wanted to share one other thing. Okay, so Costco this is a selfie stick pack, so I thought I could use it when I'm out trying to do some remote and show you some of my Portugal. So this little sucker, again, it seems like things are more expensive here, and I think in some cases they are. This was €24.99, so 25 euros for this. It looks like it's really good. It's a Signet, but I suspect this is available in Costco stores in the USA and in Canada, and it's probably $24.99 USD or CN, which seems kind of, I don't know. I guess I'm a little sensitive to it because, we have to, every euro we spend is $1 that we've converted. So in our case, we're looking at a 18% surcharge on top of it because we're converting dollars, because that's what That's where our work life has been. So, and we always swallow a little harder and are a little bit more cautious and a little bit more judicious about everything we spend, because we know it's costing us not what the sticker says, but a little bit more. So, so that's what I wanted to share with you today, and I wish you a great day, and I thank you so much for watching, and please come back. Please come back. I'm trying to get my feet under me and learn how to do this so that I'm providing something interesting and maybe some information and sharing our experience and my experience with you. So thanks so much, and I look forward to talking with you again. Ciao.